If you love me, please don't judge me. Got my hands tied, the power's above me. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just a puppet here. If you wanna place blame, then look to the puppeteer. Family, fortune, envy, jealousy, privilege, passed on, legacy, secret, sabotage, borderline, felony, suicide, subtract, selfish, pedigree, yeah.
How's it going, everybody? It's C-RadTV back here with another video. So, of course, it's now time to continue on the What If NASCAR Had F1 Points format series. So, the last time in this series, we took a look at the Grand National East division in the 2 seasons that existed, and we learned that virtually nothing would have changed under the F1 Points format in that series. And in this part of the series, we're going to continue on. And we're going to take a look at the now inactive NASCAR North Tour. So for anyone not knowing what the NASCAR North Tour was, it was a division that ran from 1979 to 1985. It consisted of races that up in northeastern USA and races throughout Canada and Quebec and Ontario in those 2 provinces. And the series consisted mainly of American and Canadian drivers. Yes, Canadians can drive NASCAR. So, yeah. And, of course, the division would run until 1985. And then the series would fold after 1985. But the series would be reborn, but not with the NASCAR branding. As NASCAR would have nothing to do with it after that. Because 1986 on, the division would be known as the American Canadian Tour, which is not even NASCAR. We're not covering that at all, because there's no way I can access data for it. So yeah, anyway, continuing on though, of course I'll show the points format on the screen that we're going to use for this video here. So there we go. And before we continue on, let me once again stress out that this is just a hypothetical scenario. I know everyone would have raced differently had this format been in play. This is just for fun. So now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So 1979, the season was all about Beaver Dragon. Yes, that is a real person's name, don't ask. But anyway, Beaver, he had a very strong campaign. He was very fast and consistent all year. Like, nobody could match the speed and consistency he was putting in on in 1979. And Beaver Dragon would end up cruising to the inaugural NASCAR North Tour Championship. So under this format, Beaver Dragon would still be the inaugural NASCAR North Tour champion. So, 1980, the championship was mainly a 3-man battle between Robbie Crouch, Mike Berry, and Beaver Dragon. All 3 were dead even with each other in terms of speed and consistency all season. But late in the season, Beaver Dragon couldn't be consistent in key moments of the year when it mattered the most. And Beaver would end up being eliminated from the championship battle with around a race to go in the season. So in the end, it came down to the season finale at Catamount Speedway between Robbie Crouch and Mike Berry, with Robbie entering with a 1-point lead over Mike Berry. So it was set up in the finale where whoever finished above the others, so it was set to where the highest finisher would effectively walk out champion. In the season finale at Catamount Speedway, Mike Berry would struggle in speed all race, and he would end up finishing 8th outside the points. While Robbie Crouch, he would end up going on to finish 2nd in the season finale, and that 2nd place finish would be more than enough for Robbie Crouch to lock up the championship over Mike Berry by 7 points. So under this format, Robbie Crouch would win the 1980 championship. So 1981, the season was all about Dick McCabe Yes, that is also a real name, stop asking. So Dick McCabe, he was just flat out fast and very consistent all year, and nobody could find an answer for the speed. And Dick McCabe, he would end up easily cruising to the 1981 NASCAR North Tour Championship. So the 1982 NASCAR North Tour season, it was the same as 1981 with Dick McCabe. Wash, rinse, repeat. Dick McCabe would just easily cruise to a second championship in 1982 under this format. So, 1983 season, it was mainly a two-man battle for the championship between Robbie Crouch and Dick McCabe. Both drivers were dead even with each other in terms of speed and consistency all season. But late in the season and key moments of the year, Dick McCabe would fail to be consistent and finish well in key moments of the year when it mattered the most. And Robbie Crouch would take full advantage of it and would pull away late in the season. And Robbie Crouch would end up locking up his second NASCAR North Tour Championship up with around a race to go in the season. So under this format, Robbie Crouch would win his second championship in 1983. So the 1984 season, it was mainly a four-man battle for the championship between Jean-Paul Cabana, Robbie Crouch, Randy LaJoie, and Bobby Dragon. All four were dead even with each other in terms of speed and consistency all year. Like you can make a solid argument for either of these four, but these four were the class of the field all year in 1984. But in the end, Robbie Crouch, Randy LaJoie, and Bobby Dragon would all fail to be consistent in key moments of the year when it mattered the most. And Jean-Paul Cabana would take full advantage of it. And he would pull away late in the season. And Jean-Paul Cabana would end up locking up the 1984 NASCAR North Tour Championship with around a race to go in the season. So under this format, Jean-Paul Cabana would win the 1984 championship. So for 1985, aka the final season of the NASCAR North Tour, we would have a two-man battle for the championship between Robbie Crouch and Randy LaJoie. Both drivers were dead even with each other all in this final year. In terms of speed and consistency, both matched up pretty well. But in the end, late in the season and key moments of the year, Randy LaJoie would fail to be consistent in key parts of the year when it mattered the most. Robbie Crouch would take full advantage of it, and he would pull away from Randy LaJoie. And Robbie Crouch would end up locking up the 1985 championship with around 2 races to go in the season. So under this format, Robbie Crouch would win his third NASCAR North Tour championship, and he would be the final champion in the NASCAR North Tour in its final season. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna wrap it up here for this part of the What If NASCAR Had F1 Points format series. So, it was a very interesting series for sure. Like, the series, though, it was mainly dominated by American drivers, which is no surprising considering that NASCAR is an American sport. Like, out of all the champions under this format, there was only one instance where the title wasn't won by an American, and that was 1984 when it was won by Canadian Jean-Paul Cabana. But overall, in this under this points format in this series, there were 3 title changes, which were 1980, 1984, and 1985. And only one title battle went down to the season finale, and that was 1980. And it was really in a situation where it was the highest finisher wins the championship. And oh yeah, did I mention that would come naturally under this format and not under a bullshit chase grid format? Man, it's like we don't need the chase grid to have exciting championship battles. Who could have predicted that? But that's a rant for another day. So yeah, overall, a few things changed under this format. A couple things stayed the same. So yeah, very interesting for sure. And I actually did some double checking. I can look at some seasons in the NASCAR North Tour, American Canadian Tour, but I think I'm gonna save that for a later time and place, later on down the line. Maybe a hint at a future part in the series soon. You know, you'll have to tune in and find out later on. But yeah, anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this part. So we're going to be looking at some other touring series, that regional touring series. Like these series, they're going to take some of these the series or touring division series. They're going to take anywhere from 1 part to 3 parts, depending on the length of the series. There are a couple, I think there's going to be like one that takes 2 parts, another one that takes like 1 part, and then the other 2, I believe, will take anywhere from 2 to 3 parts. And so yeah, you got that to look forward to. And actually, shout out to the person in the comments that suggested this series, because this was actually a suggestion. I forget the guy's name in the comments, but the guy knows who he is, so shout out to him. So this proves that I am reading the comments, and I do listen to what some suggestions, like I said after that one, when I said I was open to suggestions, and if you have any ideas, fire it away in the comments. So this proves that I am listening, so this was a suggestion from a viewer. So hopefully you all enjoyed it. But yeah, anyway, that's all I gotta say, so I'll see you all in the next part. I'll see you all in the next part I make it, and this all depends on how fast I do my research. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hope everyone's a great day, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Peace.